used in the construction of the pyramids. Even more remarkable is that no inscription or depiction anywhere in the land of Egypt so much as mentions masses of men, huge blocks, and ramps in regards to the construction of the pyramids. Modern man has done much speculation regarding the reason for the building of the pyramids and the methods used. Experts of our day have suggested that the pyramids were built to be tombs, the eternal resting place of egomaniacal pharaohs, but without so much as a trace of the more practical construction methods. Even a skeptical observer would be forced to entertain the theories of the ancient Egyptians regarding their own creations. Those of ancient Egypt are unambiguous about the reasoning and construction methods of the pyramids. They claim that these structures were more like machines that allowed the king to join with the gods after death. They were essentially stargates to the heavens, where one could be transformed into a god. Instead of masses of men dragging large, perfectly cut stones from quarries miles away, the Egyptians say that magicians effortlessly cut and lifted the stones into place. The pyramid texts, the oldest known religious texts, state that the pyramids were built to throw open the doors of the firmament and make a road so that the deceased king might ascend into the company of the gods. The Egyptians also claim that the pyramids were built by magicians who used quote-unquote words of power to effortlessly levitate huge stones. The Mayan people of southern Mexico and Guatemala say that their pyramids were built by beings with magical powers, and that all they had to do was whistle and the heavy rocks would move into place.
As the ancient Egyptian story goes, it all started as a final insult. Sister consort Isis was at length able to recover and magically reconnect all of Osiris's parts, except for his penis, which was unfortunately eaten by a fish. Isis fashioned a golden phallus, attached it to Osiris, and brought him back to life with a song.
People, far south of the Mayans, claim that the massive stones used to build their great structures was carried through the air to the sound of a trumpet. The Mayan traditions state that their pyramids were where men became gods, and the place where gods are made. Curious that these far-flung civilizations would suggest that their pyramids were built the same way and for the same reason. The pyramid, as a symbol of transformation and rebirth, survives to this day. Aside from thaumaturgic magic, or low magic, which uses magic to alter the outside world according to will, there is also theurgic magic, or high magic. Theurgic magic is magic used to change the self. This type of magic is by far the lesser known of the two. The most common ambition involved with theurgic magic is what is called knowledge and conversation with the holy guardian angel. The magician seeks to merge these two aspects of the self by crossing the abyss and bringing himself into unity with his higher self. In Freemasonry, and also lodges derived from the Order of the Golden Dawn, two pillars are used to symbolize this divide between the light and the darkness. Often, a curtain is placed between these two pillars, symbolizing the veil that exists between the cells of light and darkness. There is another kind of spiritual transformation available to those black magicians who walk the left-hand path, often called Satanism. These magicians
Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on.
There is another kind of spiritual transformation available to those black magicians who walk the left-hand path, often called Satanism. These magicians, using the power of the fallen angels Lucifer and Lilith, are united with both the angelic and demonic counterparts. Human beings who have undergone this ritual of transformation become what are commonly known as vampires. Like all spiritual development, the vampire Pyrrhic rite is irreversible, but unlike the great work, it requires the selling of one's soul to Satan. After the vampiric rite, the individual has no chance of redemption and no chance to enter heaven. From this fact have vampires been rightly labeled the damned. Theories and interpretations regarding the quote-unquote mark of the beast abound in religious and conspiracy circles, but in the occult, this phrase has only one meaning: permanent spiritual transformation. It is said that those endowed with the mark of the beast can easily shapeshift into hideous creatures at will, and take on personalities of a more chaotic sort, The fruit of Eden has just as many interpretations, and in just as many circles, but in the occult, this fruit represents magical transformation. If you recall, the serpent from the Garden of Eden tells Eve that the forbidden fruit will remake her as the gods. That's quite a claim. Christians have long interpreted the fruit of Eden as fruit of the more literal variety, which is just laughable. And, as stated in Chapter 1, the pyramid is also a symbol of humanity's ascension into godhood.